Right. Welcome everyone to the Scope community meeting. I'm having a quick look at the agenda and yeah, we have actions from last time. Just got a bit of noise from Satyam's end. So I had an action to ping fonts and ask about the state and the history of plugins, of Scope plugins. So because we currently we had some interest in plugins, and one of them or a couple of them are currently broken. So he said that basically back then the idea was to build more or let the community build more plugins for Scope, but that project has been stalled for some time now. He didn't have much information about how to fix the HTTP plugin that was one of interest. Maybe I guess I could ask inside of Weaveworks again and see if there's anyone who either knows a bit more about it, or maybe we could also ask our friends at Kinfolk. I think they were involved in this, or maybe I'll find out who's responsible or who can do something. Yeah. Okay. Satyam, so I don't know if you prepared anything, but we were thinking of doing a demo of the plugin, the OpenEBS plugin today, or shall we move that to?
Okay, today, it skipped my mind actually. So yeah, let's do it next time.
Next. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one more thing, Daniel. Can you post a link to agenda? I don't seem to find it.
Daniel, I also just asked you for right access to the agenda.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So because we had Bianca wanted to talk about some of the issues. Maybe let's do the issue review first.
Yeah, Satyam, I just wanted to follow up on this issue that you opened about breaking out volumes into the new topology. Philip and I feel pretty strongly about sub-issue that we made, which was about moving the grouping by name and by DNS and by image into like a drop-down that's embedded into the topology name. We just have to implement it, but it shouldn't, yeah. I mean, if you want to take that on, maybe we'll get to it eventually. I'd like to talk to you. It's too bad that Philip's not here, but I'd like to talk to you about once process is up.
Bianca, your voice is quite breaking here.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because Zoom doesn't regulate the sound. Let me try to turn up my. Is it better? Now?
Yeah.
Okay. I turned up my input volume. Yeah. So, Daniel, could you pull up on the page so that you see the weave code topologies, all of them? Exactly on this page. Yeah, here. So now by the other design, processes and containers will each stand alone and they don't have any other items in the column under them. So I guess we could just talk about, well, now we only have, we only have processes, containers, pods, controllers, services, hosts, pools, and volumes. So it's 8 things, and they could be grouped in a more hierarchical way instead of in a more which service uses them way, which is kind of how they're grouped now.
Yeah, that sounds good. So are we seeing here like, like currently it is very granular, right? We have processes, we have containers, we have pods. So pods is a section which represents Kubernetes, right?
Exactly, but I'd rather it be hierarchical instead of.
Okay, so yeah, do you have any view like how it would look? Like this volume section we have, right? So which we put under the host. So should it go somewhere else? What is your thought like on that? Because I saw Matthias was also discussing same thing. Like,
Yeah, I think that I have to have a better understanding of what volumes do in Kubernetes, but I would guess that it's better its own column instead of.
okay, you want to have a own like separate column for volumes, is it?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Well,
okay. So,
basically, I think like pods could go under containers. The fact that like pods is at the top of the column when pods is really one of the smaller things going down the hierarchy, I think is confusing. So I mean, I guess volumes you could consider both. So that way it fits, but categorically, I'm not really sure if it fits. I can post a drawing. I would have to do a little bit more reading. Unless maybe you can explain to me. Have a thought how you.
yeah, sure. So you want to know like what volumes are, right?
Yes.
Basically, yeah, cool. Like the current view we have is very systematic because we show the processes first, then containers, then pods, right? Uh, Now, when the concept of volume comes, so volume is something where, which maintains the state of the system. Okay, it helps systems to maintain their state. Now, volumes are we are particularly talking about Kubernetes volumes here. Okay, not the Docker volumes or not any other volumes. So Kubernetes volumes means it should be a part of something which belongs to Kubernetes. So currently, we have the hierarchy like processes, containers, and then pods. So pods is a section which belongs to Kubernetes, but containers are different, processes are different. So what we have like in that picture we showed like volumes is under the host. Okay, ideally that should not be the case. Okay, so volumes should be split from there and it should be put under the Kubernetes section. Okay, uh, so we need to find a mechanism where we show it like this is the part of the Kubernetes. We are strictly talking about the Kubernetes volumes, not the Docker volumes. And they are consider them as Kubernetes objects, like services are the objects and controllers are the objects, like that.
Yeah. The thing is though that I wish that there was no Kubernetes column. I mean, I think that
Okay.
moving towards making everything Kubernetes and Docker focused. And yes, that distinction is confusing, especially for the volumes, but I wish that there was like an overall hierarchy.
Yeah, overall hierarchy makes sense the way today it is in the scope. The whole point of breaking volumes from the pods was volumes have some properties which do not belong to the pod. For example, PV, PVC. So PV does not have any namespace, but today, whenever we click on any namespace, so it should filter the nodes which has the namespace, right? But it shows PV also by default. So they are like kind of pseudo nodes. The way we have the internet, right? We show the internet node.
Yeah.
Internet node is irrespective of namespace. So it should be something like this. If we don't want to break it out, then we need to find a mechanism where we show the PV objects in such a way that they do not belong to any namespace. Some mechanism like this. So that was the whole motivation behind this issue. Like if we could break it out, then it would be good to uh, reduce the confusion in the user's mind that PVs have the namespaces. So if, for example, I have three namespaces, if I click one of the namespace, it will show me the pods in that namespace along with the PVs. So PVs are nothing but cylindrical in our case today.
Yeah.
So those PVs will be there where, whenever user clicks on any of the namespace, those PV will be there always. So that is kind of, not good thing, I think. So that's why, like, if we have some other section where we are showing the only volumes, it would be great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it makes sense a lot to call them out.
Yeah.
Um,
Daniel, do you have any thoughts? Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, please.
Not really, not to this issue.
Okay, cool. We can discuss beer.
I didn't hear you, Daniel.
I said I don't really have any thoughts on what this should look like.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
yeah, it's really too bad that Philip is not here. The thing is, okay, so but what I understand from, wait, let me pull up this Kubernetes documentation that we had for this issue again. Yeah, here. I mean, what if we just followed the hierarchical structure of the Kubernetes documentation sidebar? I mean, yes, not everything is Kubernetes, but if each column was kind of like each section of the sidebar. So you see the sidebar mentioned in the issue. So one section is workloads, pods, container. Then another section is services. Then another section is storage, which includes volumes and PVs. So did you want to also break out PVs? It was not clear.
Yeah, I think if we are having a storage section as a different section, then we can have a PV there. Just to be out of topic here, we can even show the disks in the scope as objects. But that is again like a lot of work, which we will bring in the future. But today, yeah, we can consider storage as a separate thing.
Then maybe this is a place to start.
Yeah.
I can sketch moving everything we have to look exactly like what Daniel is
This.
doing now. Does that make sense as the next step, and then we can discuss it more?
Sure, I think this is good. We can, you can come up with a raw sketch and we'll discuss this more.
Cool. Great.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Super. Yeah. Okay. Already had a quick look. It looks like there's not too many open issues and open pull requests right now. There was a discussion about conventional commits. It looks like the discussion already concluded. I don't know what needs to be done to do this. We can probably wait until Philip is back on that one. Those issues 3628. Let's connect with OneNote in Kubernetes cluster. Cannot resolve scope with local.
Yeah. This is like a timeout issue.
Yeah, maybe we can just ask for more information.
Yeah.
Okay. How exactly they set up that cluster? Next one is 9. Ryan filed and
Yeah, I think there was a review comment from Matthias that we should cover more. So yeah, he filed a new issue. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is well understood already. What is the process for upgrading scope on Kubernetes? 3631.
Yes. This is something like which we can cover as a part of documentation, because today, all we need to do is just change the image names in our like as a part of upgrade process. That should be, unless they are the view cloud users.
Yes, I think this is part of the release process already. Okay. Please open and reply to it later on, but it sounds like a stuff. Here's an issue that Simon had this morning. Something for the build infrastructure. But like there was a bit more work because the UI, running UI.
Okay.
I don't know how that is.
I think Philip would be the right person to review this. Philip, for the previous one, yeah. Okay.
Yes, and in terms of PR, we have 2 new ones. Brian wants to release, make another release, but we're waiting more or less for my my PR. Simon wants to do it. I'm going to give him another ping.
Okay. So once this is merged, we are going ahead with 1.11.2, right?
Yes, that's the idea.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And everything.
Yeah. So demo will schedule it next time. Today, like even yeah.
Yes, I'll update the agenda and everything.
Sure. So, all right.
Yes. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you around.
Bye bye. Yeah. Thank you, Bianca. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.